Have you ever been sitting there, minding your own business? Maybe scrolling your phone? Maybe trying to work? And out of nowhere, your cat climbs on you like you're a piece of furniture that suddenly became interesting? No warning, no invitation, just paws, on, chest. And now you're stuck. Because if you move, you've committed a crime. So what is that? Is your cat being affectionate, demanding attention, claiming you as territory? Or are you accidentally encouraging something you don't even realize? Because here's the part that makes people uneasy. What feels like a sweet random moment sometimes isn't random at all. Sometimes it's a pattern, a signal, even a habit that can quietly grow into something more demanding over time. So if your cat suddenly climbs on you, are you doing the right thing or accidentally reinforcing something you'll regret later? Hang on, because once you see what's actually going on in your cat's mind during that moment, you won't look at it the same way again. 1. You're the warmest spot in the room. Let's start with the simplest explanation, and the one most people underestimate. Warmth. Think about this for a second. Your body is basically a heated surface that moves, breathes, and occasionally provides snacks. From your cat's perspective, you're a premium location. Cats prefer temperatures slightly warmer than what we find comfortable. So when they climb on you, it's not always about you. It's about what you are. Warm, soft, consistent. You've probably seen this pattern already. Your cat ignores you all day. Then the moment you sit down and stop moving, boom, lap time. Coincidence? Not really. You just became the best seat in the house. But here's where it shifts. Because if warmth was the only reason, they'd stay still. And they don't. Sometimes they climb, reposition, need, stare at you like they're evaluating your life choices. So what's that about? 2. They're looking for control, not just comfort. Now this part is subtle, but important. When your cat climbs on you, they're not just finding comfort, they're choosing position. Cats naturally seek higher or central spots where they can observe everything. And when they're on you, they're elevated, stable, in control of their environment. Think of it like this. If your cat had a choice between lying on the floor or sitting on a slightly elevated, warm, moving platform that gives them a better view, you lose. Every time. And here's the interesting part. They don't just climb randomly. They often choose moments when you're focused on something else, or you're about to relax. Because those are predictable moments. And predictability equals safety. But now, here's the twist most people don't notice. Sometimes your cat climbs on you, not because they need something, but because you changed something. 3. You shifted. And they noticed. Have you ever noticed this? You adjust your posture, lean back, put your phone down, and suddenly your cat appears like they were waiting for that exact moment? That's not luck. Cats are extremely sensitive to subtle changes in movement and attention. When you shift, your energy changes. You go from active to passive, from unpredictable to stable. And your cat reads that instantly. So when they climb on you, it can actually be a response to you becoming available. Not in a human emotional way, but in a pattern recognition way. You changed state, they responded. And once that pattern repeats a few times, it becomes a habit. Which leads to something a little more strategic. 4. This can become a learned behavior. Now this is where some people accidentally train their cat without realizing it. Let's say your cat climbs on you. And what do? You pet them, talk to them, maybe stop what you were doing. From your perspective, you're just being nice. From your cat's perspective, that worked. So next time, they do it again. And again. And again. Until eventually, climbing on you becomes their go-to move for attention, interaction, or even interrupting you. And this is where people start saying things like, "My cat won't leave me alone. My cat always jumps on me when I'm busy." That didn't come out of nowhere. That's a pattern that got reinforced over time. Now, don't get me wrong. This isn't bad behavior. It's actually smart. Your cat figured out what works. But this leads to a bigger question. What are they actually trying to get from you? 5. Sometimes it's social, just not how you think. A lot of people assume, if my cat climbs on me, it means they love me. And yes, sometimes it does. But not always in the way we imagine. Cats don't use physical closeness the same way humans do. For them, proximity is more about safety, familiarity, shared space. So when your cat climbs on you, it can mean, you're part of my safe environment. Not necessarily, I want affection right now. That's why sometimes your cat climbs on you, then ignores you, sits there, but doesn't want to be touched, leaves the moment you move your hand. Confusing? A little. But it makes sense when you realize they didn't come for interaction. They came for presence. And once you see that difference, a lot of cat behavior starts to click. And this next part might explain something that's been bothering you. 6. Why they always pick the worst possible moment. Let's be honest, cats have incredible timing. You open your laptop, they sit on the keyboard. You lie down for 5 seconds, they're on your chest. You're in the middle of something important. Suddenly, lap cat. It feels intentional, almost personal. But here's what's actually happening. Your busy moments often look like stillness to your cat. Typing? You're seated and focused. Lying down? You're stationary. Watching something? Minimal movement. To your cat, those are ideal approach windows. They're not interrupting you. They're responding to a moment that looks calm and predictable. And here's the kicker. The more consistently you respond to those moments, the more your cat targets them, which is why it can feel like they're choosing the worst possible time. Because from your perspective, they are. From theirs, they're choosing the best time. You've probably had this happen at least once. Your cat picks the most inconvenient moment possible to climb on you. What was yours? Because mine has a talent for showing up the second I sit down with food. Now hang on, because there's one behavior that ties all of this together. 7. The kneading and settling ritual. You know this one. They climb on you, circle a few times, start kneading like they're preparing dough for a bakery you didn't approve, and then finally settle. This isn't random. This is a sequence. Kneading is a leftover behavior from kittenhood, associated with comfort and security. But in adult cats, it's more than that. It's a way of adjusting their position, marking the spot with scent, creating a safe zone. So when your cat kneads on you, they're not just being cute. They're actively turning you into a comfortable, familiar, claimed space, which explains why once they settle, moving them feels like you just violated a contract you didn't know you signed. And now everything connects. So remember that moment at the beginning, your cat climbing on you out of nowhere, you wondering what it means, whether it's affection, neediness, or just random chaos. Turns out, it's none of those, and all of them. It's warmth, it's positioning, it's pattern recognition, it's learned behavior. And sometimes, it's just your cat deciding, this spot works for me. And once you see it that way, that moment stops feeling random. It starts making sense. So the next time your cat climbs on you, instead of asking, why are they doing this? You might start asking, what made this moment the right moment for them? All right, I should probably go. My cat just climbed on my keyboard like he's about to send an email I'm not ready to read. Catch you next time. FurEver.